Let's go. In fact, I was looking at this as in between the first episode and this episode, and I realized that I have an error in my sail, which is why I kept thinking to myself that it doesn't look right. And sometimes when something doesn't look right, there is a reason. And in this case, the reason is that I had this bottom part of the sail too abrupt. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to just wash it off part way, and I'm going to raise it up and lower it, so to speak. I'm going to lower it on the mast, and I'm going to raise it above the boat itself, because I need room for the person. So here, I've just done that. I've just washed it off. And I think that's all right. I think that's good. Okay. Like I said, everything can be fixed. And sometimes you just need to wait till the paint is dried and then just paint over it. It's very easy. Okay, I'm going to get smart, and I'm just going to use my flat brush. This brush that I'm going to use right now, I call it a washing brush, but it is actually an angle shader. But I use it for drawing lines most of the time. Okay, so here we're going to go I'm just going to use blue, just because it can be part of the shadow as well as part of the painting, or part of the wood or metal. Yeah, see now, I think that looks better. And also, I'm going to make the mast a little wider because it is way too thin to hold that sail up in the wind, especially. So there, I've done that too. All right, so next thing I'm going to do, and I want to do it now before I forget, because I can forget, is that I need to delineate, or I need to put a little bit of white. It doesn't have to be a solid line or anything, but just something to show that the water goes right up to that bank. And that's not a high bank. This is probably a little higher, but it doesn't matter, because again, you know what, you just want to show the water going up to that. And you have to keep it horizontal. Even if the bank is not horizontal, because it doesn't have to be, as long as you put the water up to it horizontally, you're going to be okay. Now, most times when I've got to this point, I will stand up and take a look at it from a distance, because when you're working up close, it is very difficult to see what it looks like. Okay, so now I'm going to make the sail white. Originally, I was even thinking about maybe putting a plastic window through the sail. But you know what? I don't know exactly how long it's going to take me. So I might wait till the very, very end to do that. And probably only if I have time. And that's another thing I find, that I can work on paintings, give them a rest for 2 weeks, whatever, and go back and find all kinds of things that I missed or don't look quite right, or I changed my mind. It's my painting. I can do what I want with it, and so can you do what you want with what you paint. And don't let anybody tell you you can't. All right, now at the same time, I am going to just a little experiment here. I want the wind blowing into this sail. So I am going to draw a line along the bottom, an arch, because hopefully if I follow this up with some blue, I can make it look like it's billowing away from the wind. Oops. And I just tried to use white on white, and yeah, that's not going to accomplish anything. So I'm also going to, might not work, but I might have to wait till it's dry. Some things just work better when it's dry. And that's fine. It's there. All we have to do is fine tune it as we go along here. I want some green in this water, especially in the front part. See, my liquid or my medium helps my paint dry faster, and just sitting there, the medium is actually dried up. Okay, so I'm going to do this part because it's not, I didn't put any paint there, and oops. Okay, these boards or canvases have boards for support behind them, and so sometimes you have to be careful when you do brush horizontal across them. So I'm just going to go on each side of it till it kind of evens out a bit. And I'll even get a little more. But I have to be careful too. So I'm going to go very lightly back now and forth. And I want this right up to there. But I don't need that dark there because that's going to be white, that's where the waves are pushing the boat. Which is that's how you get movement in sailing. See, it's not working out like I would like, but we'll keep going because it'll all work out in the long run for sure. Now I don't want a solid green. A solid green is not even close to natural, so I'm going to have like a few colors in here. And eventually, when I put in the waves, I will have nice bright white caps. But you can't put the white caps on first. At least I can't. So yeah, I'm going to put them on last. After I get enough color. See, I still have to keep, regardless, I have to keep my water horizontal, no matter what. The waves won't be, but that's something totally different. You have to paint the direction that things are going. And if the white caps are going from right to top left, then you have to, that's the way you have to paint them. So when you're looking at scenery or you're taking pictures, Don't hesitate to, after you take your picture, to look a little longer and just see and comment on all the things that you can see. So yeah, you can see me go in different directions, but the bottom line is that it has to look like it's going horizontal. And personally, I feel that the front will be darker because it's closer. So, okay, I needed to get some more thinner. It's not really thinner, it's just, it makes paint dry faster. But I was out, and so I didn't want to use just mineral spirits for thinning it out, because I want it to stay there. I want it not to be transparent. I mean, you can put a glaze on, which all a glaze is makes a shiny, or it can tie a whole painting together. You can put a glaze right over, when it's dry, right over the whole thing. So yeah, I'm trying to make this now go a little bit lighter with a little bit of, a little bit lighter. I don't need it light, but I need it lighter than the front, or the bottom in this case. I can mention at this point, all paintings have a perspective. And perspective means it's like heading towards 3D. There's a distance, there's a middle, and there's an up close. Or there's three different colors. Let's say you're looking at a cube, and the top will be light, and one side will be extra dark, and another side third side will be like in between those two. And that's how you get perspective. You paint light in the distance, and you paint dark and hard lines help to make that 3D appearance come. All right, so now we just about got this blocked in too, so when I get it all blocked in, it will look different again. So yeah, so I want it darker in the front. So I needed to have a little more blue with my yellow ochre. Oops. I just had some strings in my medium. I still need some more blue. Oh yeah, now that's better. And it shouldn't ever be solid. You don't make a red a solid red. You don't make an orange a solid orange. You'll put a yellow with an orange, or a red and an orange together. Now see how I've got some streaks in here? Now that helps for you to realize that it's water and not a table. Although even a table will have streaks in it because of the wood. Boy, I'm having a hard time getting some dark stuff on the bottom here. I don't know why, but well, I probably do if I thought about it. A little more. Okay, another thing to remember when you're doing skies and water and you're going that horizontal motion, try not to stop and start. Start at the edge and work your way across without stopping in the middle. And most times that's easy, but I have my boat in here, so it's I have to sort of stop, but you got to be careful how you stop. So you'll stop with lifting your brush up so that you don't leave a, I can show you actually. If you start in the middle, you can see there will be a dark spot where it left and it'll take some paint off. But if you are consistent and you just paint across and lift your brush up when you get close to an object, I have a spot in here that's coming from, I don't know whether it's paint or liquid or any of those for sure. Okay, now I probably got enough paint in my brush here so it goes light towards the shore. All right. I grunt sometimes when I'm painting because I'm concentrating, because it's important that I get close, oops, but I also keep it horizontal. Sometimes you have to hold your brush at angles that don't really seem normal, but they are. Yeah, see now I got a bit of a problem right here, so I'm going to do that, and then I'll try to blend it out towards the end, towards the left side. And I should be able to do it. If you go over it enough times, you can do it. Sometimes I almost want to paint over top of stuff. See now? See how easy that was for me to change direction? Without even thinking, because the sail mast and the edge of the boat make a shape. Excuse me. And because of that shape, that's not horizontal, I changed the direction of my water. And that's one of the things you have to probably pay attention to when you're painting. And all people will not paint the same thing. Not all artists have the same favorites. You know, some like flowers and some like, see, I'm going to paint over the mast, which is almost dry, because that's, otherwise I can't make it horizontal. And I need to bring my, okay, again, here's that story I was telling you about. If you try to make strokes, short strokes, then it leaves marks. You can even see it here on the edge. Okay, I'm just taking that off a bit. I think I'm happy enough with the water now. And I got even a little bit of ocean in there. I'm going to paint the bottom of the boat black. And I'm going to make some black by mixing some burnt sienna and some phthalo blue until I get it. And you can make black because black is not really a color, it's a combination of colors. It's like white's not a color either. It is absence of color. The white is. The black is just mixing several colors together. And black doesn't have to be black. It can be just really dark, anything. Dark purple, dark brown. And it all depends. Look, looks like I got more green than I do black. Oh yeah, that's more blue. Oh, that's the problem. Okay, I see the problem now. I have more blue than I do brown or burnt sienna. It's burnt sienna which changes it. Well, in any case, it might. It always amazes me how I can draw such a nice, lovely line with a big brush. You know, when I get an eyeliner or a signature brush, I can't do anything. Not one time anyways. Okay, so now I'm going to round this off because I can't help but think that it's not flat bottom. Anyways, I don't believe it is, so therefore I'm making my own idea here, see if it works. Okay, so now I've got a few waves here, white caps, and I'm going to just smooth the bottom of them with my finger because I need to put some more. I mean, you're not just going to have the white caps just one spot only. And I would actually prefer to use some yellow in there, especially on the underside. And I don't have to have them solid. I can just have bits and pieces. But, okay. Yeah, so that's what I'll do. And of course, the farther back you go, the smaller they will look. And I don't want them in a straight line either, because it's water and it doesn't do, it's nature, it doesn't work that way. See here, you're gonna just have little spots, kinda, or little lines. But you should try to make it so that it goes from skinny to wider. Yeah, see, that's not white enough now. Well, because I put white over top of the dark color. Now it looks black. It's not black, but it looks black. And sometimes blue can also look black, just alone. There's some colors that actually, they're called black. They're called ivory black. They're Payne's gray, which is very, very dark. So once I get these looking like they should, I'm just trying to show that that's where the sailboat actually was. You know, like a track. Like a vehicle leaves a tire tracks, well, boats leave a wake. And really, they also make a thing in the front called, I can't think of it at the moment. But anyways, it's where the boat is pushing through the water. I think I'll make one of those little waves there too. Maybe that will make it look like it's supposed to. But it should be whiter. I have a dirty brush, and I do that sometimes. Okay. Oh, we better put a few over here too, because it won't be very natural if you don't have some here as well. Because the wind wouldn't be just, I mean, you might not see waves in the lee side of something, but on the other side of it there sure will be, and this is all the same side. So it will be all waves. Thank you for watching this episode, and we'll see you next time.